Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're setting the stage for an exploration into a kind of everyday magic. It's hidden inside something so incredibly ordinary, you probably have a stack of it sitting right on your desk. We're talking about the absolutely astonishing world of papercraft, a medium where simple, flat geometry meets, well, completely boundless imagination. Take a quick look at your hands. Now, imagine holding a standard, perfectly flat sheet of paper. Feels pretty basic, right? 2 dimensions. Utterly flat. But what if I told you that this mundane office supply holds the potential to become a towering architectural model, a mechanical puzzle, or even a piece of pop culture history? How exactly does a flat canvas transform into a living, breathing 3D world? Let's find out. Section 1. The magic of flat paper. Okay, let's dive into this. This is where we uncover the staggering potential of what is arguably the most budget-friendly creative outlet on the planet. I mean, all you really need is paper, scissors, and some glue. Look at this vast and surprising array of objects. We aren't just talking about folding a quick paper airplane here. We're talking about highly intricate architectural models of famous monuments, or kinetic pop-up books that literally move as you turn the page. From life-sized video game props to massive 3D flower walls, and even geometric origami sculptures or DIY honeycomb ball ornaments, the versatility of this medium is absolutely astonishing. Section 2. Folds, Cuts, and History. Now, to truly appreciate the engineering feats of modern papercraft, we really have to look at the traditional styles that paved the way. A lot of people use these terms interchangeably, but they're actually quite different. Take traditional origami. It relies on the pure, unadulterated technique of folding a single piece of paper. No glue, and absolutely no cuts. Kirigami, on the other hand, embraces the scissors. It allows for careful cutting to create intricate, layered designs like those beautiful geometric window decorations where the light shines right through the layers. The historical timeline of card modeling is full of surprises. We see early paper models popping up in 17th century Europe and commercial kits entering French toy catalogs by 1800. Fast forward to 1941, and you've got micro models of architecture and ships being designed in England. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how paper modeling actually exploded during the World War II era. Why? Because paper was one of the very few materials not heavily regulated and rationed by the war effort. While plastics and metals were diverted to the military, paper engineering totally thrived. People needed a creative outlet, and paper was right there waiting for them. Moving right along, Section 3, the art of paper engineering. It's time to pull back the curtain on the illusion of magic. If you want to build anything out of paper, you rely on 5 foundational techniques: measuring, scoring, creasing, folding, and cutting. Now, I really want to highlight step number 2, scoring. This is the absolute secret weapon of paper engineering. By making a shallow groove before you fold, you're actually breaking the paper's rigid fibers on a microscopic level. It's absolutely essential for getting clean, smooth, and highly flexible folds without the paper cracking or wrinkling along the edge. Taking those techniques a step further, look at how we create actual kinetic movement. There's a fascinating difference between a pop-up and a mechanism. A pop-up, like a V-fold or a box fold, is spontaneous. It naturally springs to life the exact moment a page is opened or a card is unfolded. A mechanism, however, requires your manual interaction. These are the sliding tabs, the lift-up flaps, and the rotating wheels that bring an entirely different level of true interactive movement to a static piece of paper. It really is engineering in miniature. Section 4. From Pixels to Pepakura. And this brilliantly illustrates where papercraft enters the modern digital era, taking complex, rendered 3D shapes from our computer screens and pulling them directly into the real world. Today, designers build 3D models using computer graphics, often ripping characters straight out of popular video games. Then, using specialized software like Papercraft Designer or Dunreeb Cutout, they essentially unfold that 3D computer model. The software translates the virtual 3D shape into a flattened 2D printable template, complete with all the tiny tabs and fold lines you need to print it out and assemble it right at home. It's like a giant puzzle. Let's move to Section 5 and see how this builds, choosing your perfect canvas. All of this incredible digital to physical magic relies entirely on choosing the exact right tools and materials. First up, your printer. Inkjet printers are incredibly affordable and work great for standard everyday projects. But if you're printing a model that features incredibly tiny, highly intricate, photorealistic textures, you might really want to opt for a laser printer. They offer much sharper, more precise rendering for those ultra-fine details, so your final model looks incredibly crisp. The absolute make-or-break factor, though, is paper weight, which is measured in grams per square meter or grammage. If you're doing simple origami or delicate structures, you want light paper, 60 to 100 grams. For small Papercraft models, 160 grams is great. It's super easy to print, score, and fold. But 180 to 200 gram matte cardstock, that is generally your sweet spot. It provides the perfect balance of strength and flexibility for sturdy, decorative 3D figures. And if you're building something massive, like a large wearable piece or a rigid mask, well, you're going to need the sturdy stability of 220 gram paper. Of course, once you master standard cardstock, you can really level up your craft with specialty papers. Washi paper is a massive standout here. It provides incredible resilience and flexibility because it's manufactured with exceptionally long fibers. Craft paper is robust and low cost, making it the absolute go-to for giant models where you just need a ton of material. And metallic or specialty gift wraps offer incredibly vibrant, unique textures and aesthetics to make your final piece truly pop and shine. Section 6. Your turn to create. Let's ground all this soaring inspiration into some actionable steps so you can begin your own crafting journey right now. If you're feeling overwhelmed, seriously, don't be. The most important thing is to start simple. Remember that even the most staggeringly complex museum-quality paper creations start with the exact same basics: standard PVA white glue, standard 120 to 160 gram paper, and a basic beginner template. Pick a design with just a few steps, take your time with your scoring and folding, and watch the dimensions naturally grow right there in your hands. I want to leave you with a final thought to chew on. The medium for your next great artistic endeavor isn't locked away in some expensive art supply store. Your next masterpiece is currently just sitting in your printer tray. The 2D canvas is waiting. So, what will you build? Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I hope you dive into the magic of paper crafts today.